Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Garrett DJ Deuce with another pickups video. It is Saturday, March 21st, 2015. Shooting this video early because tomorrow I'm going snowboarding, so obviously I'm not going to be doing any hunting. But I had an awesome week last week. Just a ton of stuff, a variety of things actually, ranging from a huge lot to a kiosk to a bunch of trades, just a ton of stuff. So I wanted to get started with a $900 lot that I picked up off of Craigslist. There was a woman that was selling her entire collection because she was moving to Ireland for school, so I traded her a netbook, which I didn't pay much for. In fact, I got it for free, plus $900 cash. Here's a Craigslist ad for that, by the way. So as you can see, there's an obscene amount of games in this lot, plus some stuff that she didn't have listed. So here's that video covering that $900 lot. Alright, so here is that $900 lot that I picked up from Denver. A collector was moving out of state out of the country actually. She's going to Ireland for school. So she was selling off her collection. I'm not sure how many total games there are, but I did the math, and there was about $2,100 worth of stuff here retail. But she only wanted $900. So what I did was I ended up trading a netbook and $900 cash to get all of this stuff. So let's start off with the games from the bottom. We've got Silent Hill 2, 3, and 4, Final Fantasy X, X2, and 12. We've got Xenosaga 1, 2, and 3, Need for Speed Carbon Collector's Edition, God of War, Dirge of Cerberus, Final Fantasy 7, DDR Max 2, Resident Evil Outbreak. We've got Dark Cloud, Need for Speed Underground 2, DDR Supernova. That's actually Genji Dawn of the Samurai. I haven't seen that cover variant before, so I'm pretty interested in keeping that. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, Tenchu Wrath of Heaven, Hitman 2, and Ultimate Codes God of War 2. And then finally, up here in this corner, we've got Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty, Need for Speed Most Wanted, Prince of Persia The Sands of Time, Ultimate Codes, Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy X, Star Ocean Till the End of Time. We've got Devil May Cry, the 5th Anniversary Collection, Killer 7, Samurai Champloo, Siren, Resident Evil Code Veronica X, Resident Evil 4, Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, Chaos Legion. We've got Lumines 2 and Final Fantasy 1 and 2. Moving up to the PlayStation 1 stuff, Final Fantasy 7, 8, RPG Maker, Final Fantasy Origins, Crash Team Racing, Mission Impossible, Parasite Eve, Chrono Cross, Final Fantasy Anthology, Silent Hill, Activision Classic Games, Final Fantasy Tactics, another copy of Final Fantasy Anthology, Final Fantasy VIII, Final Fantasy Chronicles, Spyro the Dragon, Metal Gear Solid VR Missions. We've got another copy of Metal Gear Solid, Final Fantasy, Yoshi Story, complete in box. She said this was actually loose, but I guess she had the box for it as well. RoboCop vs. Terminator, Resident Evil Long Box. We've got 3 Sega Genesis games, Echo the Dolphin, The Lion King, and Sonic the Hedgehog 2. We've got a bunch of little Game Boy and Game Boy Color games and Game Boy Advance games. Got Zelda Oracle of Seasons, 2 copies of Ages, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, Super Mario Bros. Deluxe, Pokemon Sapphire, Tetris, Final Fantasy Legend 1, 2, and 3, Zelda Link's Awakening, Q*bert, Zelda Link's Awakening DX, Pokemon Blue, Red, and Gold, Bomberman GB, and Super Mario Land. Next up, we've got some complete in-box Game Boy Advance games, Sonic the Hedgehog, Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, Castlevania Double Pack, which I'm keeping. Galaga for the NES. We've got Fable, The Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind, Halo 2, Ninja Gaiden, Halo 1, Psychonauts, Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball, Fatal Frame 1 and 2, Silent Hill 4, and Silent Hill 2. Moving along to the consoles now. Got a Nintendo 64 with a red jumper, red expansion pack, as well as a standard jumper pack with 4 controllers. There's a Game Boy Transfer pack back there. Also got a limited edition Pokemon DS Lite, which is right there with the charger. Then we've got a black GameCube with the LCD screen, a Super NES and Nintendo, a PlayStation 2 with all the hookups, and finally back over there, I don't know why she threw in a 3-headed dragon, but that's in there. That's a switch for, you know, hooking up a bunch of game systems to one unit and switching them. It's a 4-port. Also have a very clean Halo Special Edition original Xbox, and a sealed PS1 and LCD screen combo. Finally, I snagged this from the Best Buy where we met up at. This is a Majora's Mask 3D S display. This is the second one that I've acquired. Unfortunately, they wouldn't let me take the whole shelf. In fact, the manager said that they're not even supposed to be giving out these to customers or employees. Could be that management does things differently in different Best Buy locations. So, but I was lucky enough where he at least let me have the top part of it and the Zelda, the Link part of it. So, very happy to at least walk out of the store with that. And they already destroyed the shelf. So another employee grabbed it, and the manager instructed him to destroy it in the compactor, so pretty sad. I was trying to see if the employee could possibly just throw it in a dumpster and I'll just take it, and he said, no, I can't do that. So anyways, it is what it is, and this is still free, so glad to acquire this one. I know Lauren in the channel said, you know, the next time I ran into one to hold it for him, so this is actually going to him. So anyways, this is it. $900. Oh, I wanted to add that Mega Man 6 complete in box was part of this deal, but she inadvertently sold it outside of this deal, so pretty bummed out about that. But still, you know, there's still about, you know, $2,000 worth of stuff here, so still pretty happy for, you know, how it all worked out. Plus, I didn't know that PS1 was sealed, and I didn't know Yoshi came in the box, so I guess that kind of makes up for a little bit of that mistake. So anyways, $900 lot. Alright, so next up we got some thrift store pickups and a trade by mail from a fellow gamer named Steve Lopez. He's part of the SRG channel on Facebook. I traded him a Super Metroid manual, and in return he sent me an Air Zonk manual for the TurboGrafx 16. It's got some water damage to it, but still I'm a huge TG16 fan, so definitely glad to add at least this manual to my collection. I'll eventually find the game. I also stopped at a game store in Pueblo and picked up a copy of Mischief Makers for $8.99. I have the box for this, so now this is complete. It's for the Nintendo 64. Went to a Goodwill, and picked up a sealed copy of Martian Gothic Unification for the PlayStation 1, and I paid $2.99 for that bad boy. Oh, also from the Goodwill in Pueblo, I picked up a complete Sega Genesis Model 2 for $8.99. So that's, it's got a controller, all the hookups, the console, which is pretty clean, and I paid $8.99 for that. Alright, next pickup is a MAME cabinet. I was searching on Craigslist and I saw an ad for a MAME. It didn't really say it was a MAME arcade cabinet, it just said arcade cabinet with 2,000 games.
So I thought to myself, I wonder if it is a MAME cabinet, because I'm not sure if JAMMA boards can hold that many games or not. So I told the woman that I'd be interested in checking it out after I got out of work. Here's that Craigslist ad, by the way. As you can see, she wanted $420 for it originally. I told her what was the lowest that she would take, and then she sent me a text message saying that she would take $200 for it. And let's take a look at that text message conversation. All right, so $200. So I told her, I'll take a look at it first before I make any decisions. I just want to check it out. I wasn't sure if it was a MAME cabinet or a cabinet with built-in games in there already. So when I got to the woman's house, the cabinet was all set up and turned on, and it had a MAME emulator on it. So immediately I knew this was a MAME cabinet. So I looked in the back of it, and sure enough, there was a laptop hooked up to it. It came with a tube TV that had a flat screen. So it's a tube TV with a flat, not a an ocular-shaped tube. So the husband actually wanted $250. So I was like, your wife told me $200. And he's like, well, I'd like to get $250 for it. So I said, okay, let me put $100 down, and I'll take the TV and then I'll pick up the rest tomorrow. So I took the TV out, and I was about to just take off. And I was like, you know what? Maybe it would be easier if I just, took the whole thing today. And he said, well, how much do you have on you? I said, I have another 100 I can, throw in, but you still wanted, $250 for it. So he said, you know what? I'll just take $200. So gave him the $200. He helped me load it up into the SUV, took it home, set it up, and here's that video.
All right, so let's cover this MAME cabinet. I want to first mention that I kind of rearranged things in the den where Tron and the Neo Geo cabinet are, as well as a MAME cabinet. There was a bunch of Atari stuff there. So I moved out to another room and put these cabinets side by side, and I took Punch-Out out of the Nintendo room. So I have all 4 of these cabinets all lined up nice and pretty now. There's one more cabinet on my hit list, which is the PlayChoice 10. That one I remember, growing up playing a lot as a kid. The story behind all these cabinets are each one of these holds some sentimental value to me, with exception to the MAME cabinet. But the Punch-Out, Tron, and Neo Geo single slot, I used to play tons of when I was a kid, as well as a PlayChoice 10. So that's why after the PlayChoice 10, I think I'm pretty much done. And I think that's all this basement is going to allow room for, is one more, which I'm going to put right there. So let's get started with coverage on the MAME cabinet. So for $200, I got a fully functional MAME cabinet. It's got a laptop in the back. It's got surround sound. It's got this marquee, which I'm probably going to replace because it's just a cheap paper poster type printout, and it's covered with plexiglass. So as you can see, there's a little bit of light leakage there, so it's crooked. So I'm probably going to get that replaced with something else, maybe just something MAME related, so that this can be identified as a MAME cabinet. There's 2 speakers, and these are small computer speakers. This one works. That one is blown. So I'm going to end up replacing those as well. There is a subwoofer that does work, so very happy for that. And then we have this bezel that covers the TV, and a piece of plexiglass over everything as well. So got 6 buttons on each side. I don't need the roller ball. I was thinking maybe I should get a roller ball, or replace this panel with a different style set of joysticks, but I think I'm content with this for the price I paid. I don't want to dump any more money into this. So came with a bunch of decals that I took off, a bunch of Space Invader decals. So I kind of pulled those off to kind of clean the cabinet. I'm probably going to pull these off as well. Still needs to be wiped down a little bit. I wanted to get it downstairs. I already wiped the sides and the back, so I just have to wipe the front panel. It came, once again, with a laptop that is running... I forgot what the name of the emulator is, but it's a MAME clone. So I can't remember the name of it. Anyways, so we have MAME here. We have a Super Nintendo emulator. Some dash files. Daphne, which is a Laserdisc emulator. And Sega CD. And that's pretty much it. So these all came preloaded with these. There's also Frets on Fire. It's like a Guitar Hero clone, kind of like Step Mania for Dance Dance Revolution. So on the bottom here, we have two front side USB ports that are active that guitars plug into. So I'm assuming the family that owned this prior to me getting it was heavily into the guitar rhythm games. So anyways, just thought I'd let you guys see what I got for 200 bucks.
Alright, so I went to the flea market today on Saturday, and I had a pretty good day at the flea market. I found two things that were so uncommon to find at a flea market, and I found not just one, but two of these things. So let's cut over to a quick video of that, because I sold one of them to a collector that was there. Check it out. It's really, really, really weird how I ran into two of these. So cutting over to the video. Alright, so I'm at the flea market right now. I just scored on a bunch of stuff. We got not one, but two Super NES Supersets. I paid 15 bucks for this one. It comes with the two controllers and the game pack. Paid 10 bucks for this one. It didn't come with the game pack, but it has all the instructions and whatnot. I also picked up a loose Fire Orange N64 console for 10 bucks with all the cords, as well as this N64 in here that has Perfect Dark for 10 bucks and all the cords, and finally GameCube player for $1. So awesome day at the flea market today. Reason why I'm recording this right now is because I'm actually going to sell this one right now and this one right now to somebody here who collects. So peace. Alright, so as you can tell from the video, that second box was in decent shape as far as like shelfware is concerned, but there was a lot of sun damage to the box, and the console was yellowing along with the two controllers that were with it. Plus it didn't come with the game pack, so I didn't have any problem selling it to that collector. So after I did that deal, I did a couple laps and called it a day, but I found some other interesting things as well. So we'll start off with Mario Kart for the Wii, and I paid 5 bucks for this. I also paid $2 a piece for these PS3 games. It's Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection, Aliens Colonial Marines. That was Sniper Elite. This is like, I'm always doing this in these videos, but that was Sniper Elite for the PS3. And finally, Cabela's Hunting Expeditions. So I paid $2 a piece for those. These games here I paid $1 a piece. One of them was given to me for free because I bought a bunch of games from them. We'll start off with The Godfather for the original Xbox, and this was a free disc that I got for buying a bunch of stuff from the same seller. Got A Bug's Life for the PS1. Metal Gear Solid. This was actually $2, I'm sorry. Metal Gear Solid for 2 bucks. No manual. Spice World for $1. Dave Beckham Soccer for $1. And the rest of these are $1. 007 Nightfire for the GameCube. Genji Dawn of the Samurai for the PS2. Along with The Jungle Book Rhythm and Groove. Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 2. This copy of SSX Tricky I actually paid $3 for. And Naruto Ultimate Ninja 2. That was $1. This was actually my first pickup of the morning. This next thing that you're about to see. I paid $30 for this Vita bundle. So it's a PS Vita, and it's actually a 3G version of the Vita because it had a SIM card in it. Now check out this price. I paid $30 for this bundle. So it's 30 bucks for that. Came with the charger. And 3 games. The Walking Dead, Killzone Mercenary, and finally Tearaway. So 30 bucks for that entire lot. Also found a Final Fantasy VIII figure. This is Squall. And I paid 5 bucks for this. Found a pretty cool looking Sonic character. It's plastic. I paid $1 for this. So this is pretty cool. I'm going to put this on the Sega shelf. Actually, I'll have him chill with me for a little bit. You guys can see him. Anyways, getting down to the wire. So I also got a sealed Close Encounters of the Third Kind Laserdisc for $1. It's an awesome movie, by the way. I always wanted to visit the Devil's Tower in Wyoming. Alright, so I'll have you guys take another look at this clean Super Nintendo Super Mario World bundle. So this was the one that I ended up keeping, and I paid $15 for this one. Paid $10 for the other one. The other one had, like I said, a lot of sun damage on the box, and the console inside was yellowing. For this one, the game pack came with it. The two controllers are clean. The Super Nintendo is actually pretty clean too. It's not yellowing or anything, but it is a little dirty, so I'm going to have to clean it and get it all brand new looking again, and then that'll go on my Nintendo shelf. Alright, so my second Nintendo glass display case I mentioned in a couple of videos ago was going to a guy in Kansas who was actually going to drive up here to pick it up. So he drove the 7.5 hours to pick up his glass cabinet, and in return he gave me a PS3 kiosk. This is a red glow version of the kiosk, so let's cut over to a video to show you what that's all about. Alright, so here's that PS3 kiosk that I traded with Jordan for the second Nintendo glass display case. He drove from Kansas, which is about 7.5 hours away from me, to pick this up. We also did some trades too, and I'll cover that later on after this video. So as you can see, it's fully complete. It's the red glow version. Everything that came with a PS3 kiosk is included in this package. We've got the original LCD TV, PlayStation 3 logo, all lit up pretty. This is actually a dummy unit. It's just a, there's nothing hooked up to it or anything, as you can tell. It's just for show, because the actual console is in here, and it came with both the key. So there's the actual console. This is a beautiful kiosk. I've been looking for one of these for a very, very long time. So this is actually a console that's in demo mode right now, so it can't really play games or Blu-rays at the moment till I figure out how to take it out of demo mode. Also came with a remote. It's pretty loud. All the fans and stuff are running, but everything's tucked in nice and clean. Very happy with this. We also have a side banner that kind of gives you details about the PlayStation 3. That red glow is just sick though. Kind of reminds me of like a Sith lightsaber. But it was worth it to me to trade this for the other display case that I had, because I didn't have enough room downstairs for that anyways. Plus, I already told Jordan that I would hook him up with the second one. So, anyways, just thought I'd have you guys meet her. And that's pretty much it. PS3 kiosk. Finally glad to get one of these downstairs in the basement. Alright, so after the PS3 kiosk trade for the glass display case was done, we did some trading. He brought half a tub of things, and I had a stack of things, and a bunch of freebies to give him too. Just kind of wanted to make the trip worthwhile on both ends. So, traded him a bunch of stuff, and here's what I got in return. I got a King of Fighters Tournament Stick 2001. This is a KOF 2001 fighter stick. They're individually numbered. There's 5,000 of them. This is number 4158. It's a pretty awesome joystick, so very glad to add this to the collection. Also got a complete in box Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters for the Super NES. Got a copy of Looney Tunes Sheep Raider. And this is G. Darius for the PS1. Got 2 demo discs from him. It's Twisted Metal Black Online, as well as Dark Cloud 2. This is the demo disc. Got a complete in box Super Game Boy. It doesn't have the inner cardboard tray or anything, but still, I have the big box version of this, so I'm glad to finally get the standard sized Super Game Boy in the box. Also got a complete in box Nintendo DS Lite. This is the Crimson Red edition. And finally, I got an empty Super Scope box. I already have a Super Scope, but my variant has the guy pointing the Super Scope the other direction. He's facing that way. So I was looking for this box where the guy's pointing this way. I'll have to find an extra Super Scope loose to put in here. I'm pretty sure I can find one pretty cheap on eBay. But it's got all the manuals and the styrofoam is clean and everything, so I'm very happy to get this. This is the one with the game pack is not included. So the only thing I have to worry about finding is a complete Super Scope and then marrying it with this box. So that's that. So another friend who was over to hang out with all the gamers that came over to the house today, he kicked me down a free empty box for Mana Khemia 2, Fall of Alchemy. And I'll go over the trades that I did with Lauren. His name is Lauren. I did a bunch of trading with him earlier in the week, so I'll go over that stuff after this. But yeah, I'm glad to get another one of these. And there's a reason for this. There's a reason for me getting an empty box for this Mana Khemia 2. I have one complete, but I did a trade with Lauren that involved the outer box for this. So let's get to that next. Alright, so trades with Lauren. Lauren is a fellow gamer in one of my Facebook groups, and we've been trading off and on for the past almost 2 years now. I got a second Majora's Mask 3D display from Best Buy. I wasn't able to get the entire shelf. I was able to get just the Link part of it. But I did that. I traded that plus a bunch of other things, and I got the following in return. Got a Super Godzilla manual for the Super NES. I got Trag for the PS1. He gave me the side artwork for Power Stone 2. I've got the front manual for it, so he knew I had the manual, so he wanted me to at least complete the empty case, and then I'll just have to track down a loose copy of Power Stone 2 to complete this, but he gave that to me as well. Got King of Fighters 2000 and 2001. I didn't have this, so glad to add this to the PS2 collection. Sonic the Hedgehog for the Sega Master System. Got Armored Core Project Phantasma with no front manual. I think I have the manual somewhere. I gotta check, but this is for the PS1. Gave me 2 Sega Genesis games. He gave me Subterranea and T2 Judgment Day, and these are complete. Alright, so here's where that empty Mana Khemia 2 box comes into play. I have Mana Khemia 2 complete already, so he kicked me down with this empty box earlier today because he gave this to me earlier in the week, and this is an empty outer box from Mana Khemia 2. So instead of putting my complete copy into here, got the empty box, put that in the outer box, and now I have a nice display piece. And I know I have this complete, of course, because I have a complete copy on the shelf. It also came with the like a little book, the art collection book for Mana Khemia 2. And I think that was it. There's a soundtrack CD that's not in here, so but I mean I can probably find that somewhere down the line. But anyhow, happy to get that. Also gave me a copy of The Adventures of Batman and Robin for the Sega CD. And finally, Dance Dance Revolution Ultra Mix 2. This is the gamepad and the controller. I'm a huge DDR fan. He found this. He asked me if I wanted it. So finally got it in a trade. So very happy to get this. Alright, last trade comes from Retro Rat. We're trading a bunch of stuff, and I guess he already sent me part of the trade, which is Dragon Warrior 7. Been looking for this one. I had this one before. I picked it up in a RPG lot, but I sold that lot, and finally glad to reacquire this. There's some other stuff that he's sending me, like some sealed PS1 games, a couple of other things, and what I'm trading to him is, what is it, Xenosaga 3, which is the hardest to find out of the Xenosaga series. So I have that complete in box for the PS2, along with a Dogboat controller, and a couple of other things that are in that package. I can't remember. I'll have to check. But thanks for the trade, Chris. Alright, so this next pickup comes from eBay. I used some recoup money to purchase a special edition PSP. It's the Hatsune Miku edition. Ever since I saw a fellow gamer post this in a Facebook channel, I've been keeping my eye on a bunch of them on eBay. So I actually picked this up for a little over $200. That included shipping, and it was from Japan. So it's a Hatsune Miku PSP. It's aqua bluish. I guess it's, I don't know, aqua bluish in color. I don't want to take it out of the box, but it's all complete. It's got the matching sleeve. It's got the Project Diva 2 game in there that kind of plays like DDR but with buttons. It's a Vocaloid series. Very glad to acquire this. Like I said, this cost a little over $200, but it was definitely worth it. I'm a huge Sony fan. I've got a ton of PSP variants, so I'm glad to add this one to the collection. Monster Hunter is next on the list after this one, as well as the Star Ocean one, and a few other variants that I've been keeping my eyes on. So whenever I have a decent amount of recoup money to get those, I will pull the trigger. Alright, so that's all the pickups that I got for this week. As always, don't forget to click that like button if you like this video, and if you want to see more videos from me, please click that subscribe button below as well. It definitely helps me out, keeps me motivated to keep pumping these videos out to you guys. So anyways, happy hunting and peace.